Cannabis Smoke TV.
Ancient China marijuana culture. Hello there and welcome to Cannabis Smoke TV. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Marijuana or cannabis has been around for a long time, and we're talking tens of thousands of years. So think about that the next time you're checking out your favorite buds. The cannabis plant was primarily used for its strength as a fiber, medicinal purposes, and sometimes even as food. The uses of cannabis throughout Chinese history. There have been hemp imprints found on pottery which was aged at over 10,000 BC, and hemp cloth from the Chou Dynasty, 1122 to 249 BC, discovered in ancient burial chambers, as well as several written documents referring to the use of cannabis and hemp. Another exciting area where hemp was widely used in ancient China was for war purposes. Chinese archers used the strong hemp fibers as bowstrings, which allowed them to shoot arrows further than their enemies. The Chinese monarchs considered hemp to be so important to the war efforts that they designated large sections of land specifically for growing hemp as a war crop. Fragments of paper containing hemp fiber have been found throughout Chinese graves dating back to the 1st century BC. The Chinese made paper by crushing hemp fibers and mulberry tree bark into a pulp and putting the mixture into a water tank before they placed the pulp into molds and dried it out. Despite keeping paper making a secret for many centuries, eventually the secret leaked out, and other cultures started making their own versions of paper. Medicinal uses of cannabis date back to around 2700 BC by Emperor Sang-Nuing, who is considered to be the father of Chinese medicine. Among the many plants he studied, ma, or cannabis, was one of them. The Chinese quickly realized that the female plant was more conducive to creating medicine and focused on cultivating it instead of the male plant. They used ma to treat various conditions, including menstruation pain and cramps, gout, malaria, rheumatism, absent-mindedness, and even constipation. The Chinese surgeon Hua Tou even used a concoction of cannabis and wine, ma you, as an anesthetic to perform complicated surgeries such as organ grafts, resectioning intestines, and chest incisions when patients were anesthetized with mayo. The history of cannabis use in China throughout the years. Although the Chinese have used cannabis for dozens of different purposes for tens of thousands of years, there was extraordinarily little mention of it being used simply as an intoxicant. It was much later when India came across cannabis that more started to be recorded about its use as a medicinal and religious intoxicant. Throughout the 19th century, China was a significant legal grower and exporter of the hashish made from the cannabis plant. It was only in the 1930s that the Chinese government started making moves towards cutting off the trade. Although cannabis plants are still widely grown throughout China, possessing marijuana is considered a crime, with punishment being 10 to 15 days detainment and fines up to 2,000 yen. Ancient China marijuana culture conclusion. China has a long and colorful history with the cannabis plant. It remains to be seen if they will follow many other countries worldwide and head towards the legalization of the cannabis plant for medicinal or recreational purposes. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share.